With all the mice friends working together, it didn't take long for them to clean up. When they finished, the mice ventured into a tunnel that connected their dojo in New Mouse City to the streets of New York. As they surfaced, the mice are greeted by mild autumn weather and a gentle breeze. They are surrounded by towering skyscrapers and grand architectural designs. In front of them, on the corner of Wall Street and Broad Street, was the historic New York Stock Exchange building, home of one of the oldest and biggest stock markets in the world. Most people know Wall Street as the epicenter of global financial markets, capitalism, and commerce. The location and name itself has become synonymous with making money, wealth, and greed. As with many of the famous streets and roads in the world, Wall Street's origins have historical significance. Its name is a direct reference to a wall that was erected by Dutch settlers on the southern tip of Manhattan Island in the 17th century. During this time, a war between the English and Dutch threatened to spill over onto the island's American colonies. So the Dutch, located at the southernmost part of the island, decided to erect a defensive wall. The area was then referred to as Valstraat in Dutch. From where the mice surfaced, they walked over to the Wall Street subway station to take Line 4, Green, Metro train up to 59 Lexington Avenue Station. Seeing mice on a train is not a big deal. Local New Yorkers and tourists alike are used to seeing them on the train, so no one ever makes a fuss. Exiting on Lexington Avenue, the mice walk over to Central Park. The park is an urban paradise of greenery in what would otherwise be a concrete jungle in Manhattan, which is one of the 5 boroughs that make up New York City. A short walk into Central Park, the mice come across Woolman Rink. Though the weather is still mild, skating season has begun. Many parents and children are out skating, as are young couples in love. With Central Park as a romantic backdrop on one side and the majestic New York skyline on the other, Woolman Rink is an iconic skating rink. Everything about it is truly spectacular this time of year. The popular rink continues a legacy that began in the 19th century when skaters first flocked to the area's small lakes and ponds. The mice spent the afternoon running and playing in Central Park as any carefree youngster would. They played hide and seek, tag, soccer, climb trees, and even a little 2-on-2 hockey. In the late afternoon, the mice took a walk into a more wooded area of Central Park. There they saw chipmunks and squirrels alike busy gathering food and preparing for winter. A voice from above in a tree calls out to the mice, "Hello!" The mice look up to see it was an owl. It was no one they knew, but they reply back with a friendly hello of their own. "Aren't you guys the ninja mice from New Mouse City?" the owl asked. "Why, yes we are," Nice confirmed proudly. Owl quickly flew down to greet the mice. Spreading his wings, he embraced the mice warmly. "It's an honor to meet all of you. Ever since you saved the city and everyone in it, I've wanted to meet you. My name is Morrow. I watch everything that goes on here in Central Park. Nothing happens here without me knowing about it." The mice were touched by Owl's gratitude. Morrow was referring to the event that took place more than a year ago when the ninja mice defeated the evil Gold Mouse Sax and his rat army. "What happened to Gold Mouse after the battle?" Morrow asked. "We don't know what exactly happened to him," Nyes replied. "We're not sure if he survived or died in the collapse during our big epic battle. We haven't seen or heard from him since, so we think he must have perished." "Let's hope so," said Morrow. "I also haven't seen or heard from him either. What about his lieutenant, Darrell Lynch?" He died for sure, said Soros. We saw it with our own eyes and felt his chi force energy depart from his body. It's too bad because he actually wasn't so bad. We tried to save him, but he refused our help and chose to die instead. Well, that may be for the best, Morrow thought. He then warned the mice of a new potential threat. I believe his name is Merrill Pinch. I've heard a lot about him, but I've only caught a quick glimpse once. He is very big and menacing looking. I've heard crazy stories that makes me believe he is strong with the chi force and a very powerful Asumari. Because I have excellent hearing, I have overheard some rats talking about him and referring to him as number 2. The mice are alarmed by Morrow's revelation. Is it possible there is a new chi force sensitive creature out there that powerful that they don't know about? This is very interesting and frightening, Nyes said to Morrow. We will let our Grandmaster know about this when we see him next week. The mice then thanked Morrow for sharing his information with them and went on their way. The mice went further into the wooded area to wait for the sun to set. Autumn sunsets in Central Park when the fall foliage is at its peak are spectacular. The willow trees here turn the most vibrant shades of orange and yellow imaginable. The mice part themselves on a small grassy mound overlooking the hill blanketed by fallen orange and golden yellow leaves. The setting sun cast long glowing shadows while the mice sat quietly to enjoy the last vestiges of nice weather. The picturesque romantic scene is a photographer's dream. As the full moon appeared in the evening sky, the mice felt a surge of chi energy go through their little bodies. They began to stretch as one might do first thing in the morning upon waking up. The mice then began to grow in size, transforming from pint-sized rodents to human-sized ninjas. In their enlarged form, the mice were eager to try their powers. With each full moon or planetary alignment in the solar system, the ninja mice's chi energy powers and abilities are enhanced or altered. Enhanced and altered abilities are usually temporary in nature and they go away with the disappearing full moon. But Grandmasters like Greenspan can retain and summon enhanced and altered abilities without a full moon. Overall, however, enhanced and altered abilities are usually relatively weak. They are limited and proportional to an Asumari's training and sensitivity to the chi force. "Look what I can do!" Buffy shouted as smoke and fog formed around him to conceal his exact location. "I can make smoke and fog appear, and I can control them too." "That's awesome, Buffy!" Nyes cheered as he began to test his abilities. He soon discovered he could create small electrostatic discharges that radiated from his body. They resembled streams of miniature lightning sparks emitting from a plasma ball. It was visually impressive, but not lethal in any sense. But then suddenly a fierce wind began to blow. The trees swayed back and forth and leaves flew in the wind. The sky then rumbled and cracked with the sound of large lightning sparks. "Whoa! That wasn't me!" Nyes shouted. "Was that you, Renee?" "Yeah, I think so," Renee answered. "I think I can control the wind and the weather," he continued as he directed wind to blow in the direction of Buffy. "There you are. I see you now, Buffy." "What about you, Soros? What can you do?" Renee asked. When the full moon appeared in the sky, Soros felt stronger than he had ever been. His strength compelled him to walk over to a nearby boulder his size, and he was able to pick it up over his head. Soros soon discovered that he could also hold it up with his chi force powers alone. "Look, guys, no hands!" proclaimed Sorrels. Wow, that's so awesome, Nyes shouted excitedly. I think I know how the full moon is affecting our powers tonight, he continued. It's related to who we are naturally, he explained. Sorrels is naturally a big, strong guy. The full moon is making him even stronger. Renee, you are fast like the wind and lightning quick. And me, I have a hot temper and sparkling personality, but I'm not sure about Buffy and his smoke and fog. I know, Renee chimed in. Buffy is naturally gassy. That was you who farted at yoga yesterday, wasn't it? Admit it. No, it wasn't, Buffy denied. And I told you my farts don't stink. They smell like pastries I eat, he joked as everyone shared in the laughs. And speaking of eating, let's go over to Jeremy's.